Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Thursday, so we are here with Robin Shimizu and friends, and we're going to be talking about your health because if you don't have your health, you can't keep your wealth. We're going to give a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine
Francine.
Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. She's on the road today. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. And we want to welcome you. Robin's in the house today, and eventually she'll be introducing her special guest. I'm laughing because she put the mask on, and it surprised me when the window came up, and there she was in her mask today. How you doing, Robin?
I'm doing just fine. So,
Good.
this is my happy, healthy habit today.
Great.
This is a good habit to get into. And we're going to talk about masks today a little bit because I want Terry to show her mask that she
Oh,
has.
okay.
And I want Terry, I know that you've done a little bit of looking into this, and I thought maybe you could share with people what
Well,
you're learning about the masks.
there have been several segments on different newscasts regarding these masks because people can be confused about their effectiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that they did, I saw this morning. Actually, they did a segment. I believe it's on Good Morning America, but regardless, it's on one of the early morning news shows, and they were talking about the N95s being the most effective. They do 100%. Those are the ones that you see the nurses and the doctors using. They went on to talk about the fact that the next most effective ones were the double cotton masks and the paper masks. And I was surprised because I have been skeptical from the jump street of the paper mask because I don't know what they're made of.
Mm-hmm.
So I see Brenda's coming into the house. But and you're breathing through it. And I'm wondering, are there chemicals in this paper?
Yeah.
So I always thought, I can't. And it was another reason why I make the double cotton mask. And they say that these double cotton masks are 80 to 90% effective. Okay. And the reason why I don't put paper in between there, like some people put filters in their mask, I don't put paper in between there because I don't know what it's made out of. When it's designed to, a lot of the paper that's used when you are sewing is designed to stiffen things, not for you to breathe through it.
Yeah.
And actually, when you iron some of this stuff, it fuses things together
Mm-hmm.
chemically.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're doing a no sew hem,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so on a dress or something. And so I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So they were showing that with the double cotton masks, with the N95s, you can't blow out the candles. But then they brought on the alligator ones, the ones that you pull up like that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like the
like
skiers
that
wear it.
simulation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, they were saying they're too thin, that they're not effective at all. They said that the effectiveness is zero. I was like,
Wow.
zero?
So when you see people walking around with those things on, then just stay away from them. I mean,
I
you don't.
hadn't thought about that. Yes, because they're really not protected. They have a
Mm-hmm.
facade of effectiveness, but it's not effective. So I recommend that you find someone who's making double cotton masks, and that you make sure that those masks actually fit up against the face. Okay, now I'm going to show you something. You see how the mask is? Oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
my monogram on the side. You pull it up like this, and you put it around the back. Okay, around the back. Then you pull the mask forward, Pull it up on your face and put this part in the back. So, all of us who have weave and everything else, it goes down here around the neck. Okay? And if it's not tight enough, you can pull it up. Okay?
You know what's good about those masks is that it doesn't hang off anywhere that could, get sore during the day or something like that. Like your
Yeah, it's
ears
not
can
on the
get
back of
sore.
your ears.
Yeah.
And
So should we let Brenna in and have
yes,
Brenna
we're going
talk
to bring
about?
Brenna in. Brenna,
Yeah.
you ready?
Hi, yes.
Hey,
Good morning.
Brenna.
So
How's everybody today?
we're great. We were talking about masks, and I know that your company makes a mask. And in fact, when we rolled up in here, Robin had a mask on. Can you tell us a little bit about the effectiveness of your mask?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. I'm so
Mhm.
grateful to be here. Sorry, I have an orange shadow. I forgot to turn on the overhead light. So,
We did too because it's been so overcast today.
yes.
How you doing, Maureen? Celia? We got folks in the house.
Maybe
But
what we should.
before you do that, I want to finish a couple of comments about this
Okay.
double cotton mask. One of the things I like about the fact is they recommended that you do this, that you get the ones that go around the back, because then they hang around the kid's neck during the day, because children are going back to school and they don't lose them. I noticed that my 13-year-old grandson had his mask hanging off the side, like, cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because he had the loops, so he has it hanging off the side of his face, and I'm like, he's gonna lose that little mask because it's just something he bought online. I'm saying he's gonna lose that because cool is cool, but eventually.
Yeah.
So I recommend, if you have elementary school kids or something, that you get one that has this, so that when it's off of them, it just hangs around their neck. Also, I recommend that you get a double-sided one, because you don't want people infecting themselves by putting the wrong side on when they put the mask back up.
Yeah.
You want to be able to tell the back from the front.
From the front.
So those are some tips we have today about masks. But would you put your mask on for us, Robin, so that Brenda can tell us a little more about it?
And Brenna, before I go, why don't you remind people who you are, because I haven't introduced you.
Oh, that's true.
Sorry. So
oh, hold on.
I'll put my
minute,
mask
guys.
on and you introduce yourself, and then
And I'm gonna introduce you before you introduce you. We have Brenda Garcia in the house. She is our happily green and clean lady. She helps us keep our homes safe and clean. And so we are so happy to have her in the house. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and then we're going to talk about this mask. Okay, Brenda.
Yes, definitely. Hi,
really
everyone. Good morning. Thank you to everyone who's popped on and taken a moment to share their time with us today. I know today is, if you're in California, it's a little bit of a trying time at the moment, but I'm still grateful for all that have shown today from wherever you're at. So I am a Norwex independent consultant. I help eliminate toxins and synthetics in personal care and home care and get the results, because that was one of my frustrations, not having the results that I was expected to achieve by the time I was done with that 2-hour, 1-hour task of, like cleaning the blinds, or, and especially in the kitchen, because they get so greasy and grimy. But the chemicals just weren't giving me the results that I was looking for. And when I tested my favorite tub of wipes and saw that it left stuff behind because I wasn't following the instructions, I said, I think people need to know about this. So I decided to share it. And I just like to help people have less work. That's what it just comes down to for me. As a mom of 3, we had to create learning spaces in my house. I found a corner. Yeah, now I have 2 corners of learning spaces and 2 outdoor spaces, but we can't go outside right now, right? So being able to, because it's not healthy for our lungs. So
Yes.
today I'm going to share with you, all the stuff that's in the air that's been burned, it's going into the air, whether for
Mhm.
whatever was in the houses, whatever was in the cars, including the batteries,
Oh,
plastics, all of
I
that is
hadn't
in the
even
air.
thought about
It's
that.
not,
Plastics.
hmm yes, and then whatever chemicals were in the garage, because I know I had 7 boxes of cleaning chemicals that didn't give me the results, and I was like, oh, I'll save this for later. So the garage is typically harboring a lot of
Ooh.
chemicals that we could literally. It's been said you can make a bomb with whatever cleaning products that you had.
You
So
got my attention with that.
I decided
What?
to eliminate all that, and so now I just clean with only water and microfiber. But I'm going to share with you today. And if you'd like more details on the efficacy and such, I'd be happy to share that with anybody that'd like to reach out to me. But I'm going to share with you today the efficacy of our masks
Yes.
and the microfiber. And there's even a PDF that was compiled by the California Nursing Institute and UC Berkeley that what's so great about microfiber, and then it goes into detail. So ours is revolutionary. It's 1/200th of a human hair. Everything that we purchase in the stores is 1/5, 1/6, or less of a human hair. So you take that hair, you splice it 6 times. That's the best you can get off the shelves. But ours is 1/200th, and then it's in its liquid state. They're merged with silver, so that liquid state of the microfiber with the liquid state of the silver. They've put them together, and our masks have a 2-year warranty. But I've known people to use their same cleaning cloths that's made out of the same material for 10, 12, 15 years. So they just don't want to give them up. So that's the difference. When I see,
I'll model it for you, okay, Brenda, so you can still talk.
okay, yes, I like them. They're easy to breathe through. How do you feel when you breathe through, Robin?
It's very comfortable. They're very comfortable. I find a lot of masks that hurt my ears around here, and these are tight enough, and they wash up beautifully. So I've got 4. I gave my sister 2, and I kept 2.
Nice.
So we wash them. But
nice.
Same.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that they're super comfortable for you. So one thing about ours also is that it has an elastic band, but it's just, it doesn't have, what is that, latex.
Yes.
The rubber band doesn't have latex. So, there's people that are sensitive to latex. Yay, Lakeisha, I'm glad you love yours.
Mm-hmm.
The latex can be irritating for people who have that allergy.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And so I've had people that were specifically looking for something that didn't have the latex in it, and this has been a nice answer for them. But I love how snug they fit. My husband has them, my boys wear them, and
snug is important.
Yeah, and especially right here, they fit really well right there. Like I don't have as much issue as I did with the disposable ones that I had for my daughter.
And that's because they're dome shaped. Hold it up.
Mm-hmm.
You see, yes, that is really an important configuration that it go up like that. Yeah, because it goes over the nose and it's very comfortable, and it doesn't have that metal in there, does it?
No, it doesn't. No.
That I would think that would be irritating too.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. And we have different colors. We have different for men.
Yes. Well, you know something, we are really at California Cover-Ups, we really care what you look like.
Yes.
We want you to be cute going out.
So Brenna, now you have ones with a pattern on it, because when I ordered, it was just the gray or the pink. So now you have styles.
We have men's and we have children's now as well.
Oh, yes. Good. Okay.
So if I can share my screen, it's really important to know the effectiveness of the mask that you're wearing, because you're going to be breathing through, right? The air is coming through the masks for you to be able to breathe. So you're going to be filtering 0.1 microns particle size by using this mask.
Wow.
And it's tested in compliance with using ASTM standards. So it's really nice. Let me see. Can I share my screen? Share. And share.
Okay.
How do you do it? Share.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you have to send it to me. Because, oh, here it is. It's coming up. We're going to add it to the screen, and then I'm going to. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So it's really important to know the efficacy of your masks, because yes, they did test that the cotton ones, the double lined ones, they're great. Ours just has the silver that inhibits the bacterial growth, and then I wash it at the end of the day. And in my VIP group, I will be washing some of mine that I've used. Actually made a hook location. Actually made hooks in my house. I have the dirty hook and one hook for each of the people in my house.
I like it. I like
it.
It makes sense because now you know where it is in terms of finding it. Where's your mask? You know?
Where's your mask? Yeah. Do you have your mask? Yeah, no.
Exactly.
And then kids stuff them in their pockets. It's like, you need to get those washed. You need to hang it up in the wash hook.
Girl, and it's a whole system. And they were saying on the news today that if you have kids, that maybe you should have like a movie night where everybody in the family wears their mask so that the kids can get used to wearing it, because when school starts, they're probably going to have to wear it all day. So
yeah, well, to be honest, if you have been out as often as I have during these times, because I'm going to a doctor's appointment today, they're going to get used to the masks. I've not limited my going out other than, stuff is closed and you can't do like the networking and things like that. But doctor's appointments, I still go to those. I still go out in the community. I still go shopping. But I just take my wet Norwex cloth and my mask with me. My daughter wears hers. And I got to get things done. I can't.
Yeah, I know that we have had to get things done, but a lot of us have not taken the kids everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to limit their exposure also. So, your kitty's in the house.
Oh, kitty.
Yeah.
Yes. So they were saying if you need to orient your kids because they're going to have them on all day. That's a lot. I mean, I'm just like, I'm so anxious to get it off when I get out of the store. I'm just like,
yeah, I agree. Yeah, it feels limiting, and
it does.
Like life without limits. Definitely, but safety is important. So when we're breathing in through our masks, we want to make sure that they are safe. So I've seen a lot of nano masks with nano copper or nano silver. Nano washes out over time, and there's a lot of studies that have been spoken on this topic of nanoparticles. And that the issue that I have with it is that
thanks, Lakeisha.
Yay! Awesome, Lakeisha. I'm glad they liked it. I hope they like using them. Yeah.
Yes.
So nanoparticles, to me, it's like cash in the trash. They're only guaranteed for 30 days. Who likes cash in the trash? Ours are guaranteed for 2 years, and they still have the silver in them. But nanoparticles in the environment can wreak havoc on the system, the ecosystems. And so like it'll get into fish. And so 1 micron or 1 nanometer, is what the measurement is for different viruses and bacteria on the scale. So it's a nanometer. So an atom is 9 nanometers in size. The flu virus is like 15 nanometers or 20 nanometers in size. So it gets bigger, and there's a chart online you can find out the sizes of viruses. And I've shared that before on my topics. But the thing with that is that a nanometer is 1,000 times smaller, or 1 micron is 1,000 times smaller than a nanometer. So nanoparticles are not, or nanoparticles are 1,000 times smaller than a millimeter, micron, whatever. You got to keep them all separated. So the interesting thing is that if those are only guaranteed for 30 days, they do wash out. So that means it's not in a stable state. You can potentially breathe it in. Is it safe to breathe in nanoparticles? It's going into your lungs. If it's going to wash out, you could potentially breathe it in. If we use our deductive reasoning, that might not be such a good idea.
Okay.
Not to mention that it's also like cash in the trash.
Yes.
Well, and that's the same thing that you think about. If people are buying those little paper masks,
yes.
Number one, you don't know where they're from. You don't know what they're made of. You don't know what their quality. There's probably all over the map in terms of, whether or not they're good paper masks or ones that are not good paper masks, depending on where they got them. So it just makes me nervous. I've never bought the paper mask because I'm just don't think it's wasteful because you're going to just throw them away.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
So I really believe in like what Terry has, the double cotton. I love those. And I love my Norwex masks. I think they're really, I just feel safer having them.
And we care. They say that they're 80 to 90% effective. That's a high level of effectiveness versus 0 for those alligator ones that you pull up. Brenna, we were talking about that today. They were talking about that on the news, that their effectiveness is 0 because they're so thin. And when they doubled them, they weren't very effective either. And I was like, oh, okay. So even if I pulled it up and then doubled it, I still got issues.
Right.
Jill's got a comment here. She says, I have one too. It's more comfortable and breathable than others.
Oh, that's great.
She likes the mask, Brenna. Yeah.
That's nice.
Today, we've got a lot going on here in California with fires everywhere. I don't know. They were saying on the news that nothing was very effective because there's so much going on.
Right. So it is troubling because of all the chemicals that have burned up and it's come into the air at this point. So in my house, I diffuse an essential oil that we have. It's called Purification. Norwex has a purification essential oil, and you can diffuse it to help the air in your home because if you leave your doors and your windows open, obviously that comes in. But even just for a moment, I opened my garage door and I was like, wow, all the smoky smell came into the house. So whatever we can do to improve our indoor air, if we don't have a air purifier, I've found my diffuser with essential oils to be helpful, especially. But if I could just clarify for a bit, a micrometer is called a micron. It's 1,000 times smaller than a millimeter, and a nanometer is 1,000 times smaller than a micrometer. And so when they're not in a stable state and they can wash out in 30 days, where is those nanometers going? So deductive reasoning tells me that if I put one and I wear one for a day, it's going to go into my lungs, and you don't want copper or silver in your lungs.
Wow. I hadn't thought about that because we are breathing and we are right.
So you don't want something that only has a limited warranty, that's going to ultimately wind up in the trash or not be effective anymore. And you're breathing in those loose particles. They're not in a stable state. They're loose. So we want to keep that in mind and use our deductive reasoning for our benefit.
Now that is the deductive reasoning I used when it comes to the paper mask. I don't know what process that paper has been through. I don't know what it was treated with to get it into the state that they're using it in. And so I was just like, nope, I'm going to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we get a lot of paper masks because that's required, because when I had a nurse, it's required for them to have them, and I have to have them in the house for the nurse when she comes to work before this all took place. So I had like boxes of them.
Yes.
And it's part of their PPE. And they even provided me with PPE in case there was an incident where she needed to be, or my daughter needed to be on like a quarantine level of transit to or from the hospital or whatever. So I actually had 2 PPEs on hand. And that those masks were part of that kit. So they're hard to breathe. They're very, I see them in the streets wherever I go. It drives me nuts.
Oh, where they've tossed them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you do that when we're trying to? Anyway, okay.
Gloves too. Gloves also.
Yep.
It's driving me nuts. But I was researching, and there's actually gloves that do biodegrade. So there's it's called Showa biodegradable nitrile gloves. I was like, what? So I gotta get some of them.
That's good. Yes.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. I use them for my daughter's hygiene diapering. Yeah.
So do you have to get those online, or can you get them at?
I'm getting them through a tool supply. I think they're used. Yeah, they're black. They have them in black and green. But,
okay, I've seen people walking around with black gloves on. So those are biodegradable. That's interesting.
Yeah, not all of them, not all of the brands, because people will mix colors.
Yes,
but
not all things are equal.
Yeah, it's called Showa biodegradable gloves, and so I'm like, I'm going to use those instead.
And do everything we can to help our
future generations. Yes.
Okay, it's called show them. Maybe we should put that in the chat so people know. What
we'll have to find the link. It says, Jill, I have one too, and it's more comfortable and breathable than others. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you. Yes. So that's what I use when I go out. I just have my Norwex mask, and really any double layered cotton mask will be as effective too. And then my Norwex cloth, and I go out. But we have to aid our body's microbiome also, and our lungs, keeping our lungs healthy and our gut healthy is one of the contributing factors to helping our body fight off illness. So we also have personal care products that have silver. So all of our toothbrushes, they have silver, and we even have a probiotic whitening toothpaste now. It's part of our toothpaste. And what I liked about these is to eliminate the amount of plastic in the environment. You can literally pop out the head of your toothbrush, and you're just changing out the head with the silver.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So,
isn't that unique? That's a good thing.
Yeah, and the silver has helped. They say that the bacteria that stays on the toothbrush or whatever. The silver helps eliminate the potential of that bacteria that can get back into your microbiome.
The transference, yes.
Yeah, and so we have a lot of dental people with Norwex that they used to be dental hygienists, and they love these toothbrushes. But probiotics are very helpful at helping our microbiome, and so our mouthwash that has probiotics, and our whitening toothpaste, which has white charcoal powder. It's called white binchotan charcoal. So you're not having the black mouth full of charcoal. White binchotan charcoal that's helping. And I found it, I've only used it for a week, and I found it to actually whiten, because I'm really leery of all of those kinds of things. Yes. And I've used the plates when I was younger. And
really?
Yeah, it was just a messy, goopy. And this has been nice. With just a week, I've gotten nice results. So.
Okay, well, I'm in.
And it doesn't have all the chemicals.
You, Brenna.
no chemicals. So that was like, what? That's amazing. So yeah, I'm like, I gotta have more of this toothpaste. It's almost gone. Because I've got my husband uses it and my two boys. So I'm like, I'm gonna need to get another one. So
sounds like
whatever it takes to help. Yeah, definitely. And they're not funky tasting. It's really pleasant. So these things, awesome. I would be happy to help. These things help our microbiome and help with our immune system to be ready for anything, even a cold, because our gut health is really important because it also is linked to our mind health as well. So a lot of studies have been done on that. And so I just wanted to share that today.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I know you're going to be getting some calls after this. So tell us how we can get in contact with you.
You can find me at Happily Green and Clean on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. And we're going to have Robin put that in the chat later. And go ahead. What were we going to say?
And you can also find me at brennagarcia.norwex.biz.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, my phone number is there. You can feel free to reach out. And I look forward to just answering any questions anybody might have or getting more information on it. And I like to share it just for knowledge, even if nobody's, even if you're not intrigued enough, because the more we know, the better we can do.
There you go.
Yeah.
So my suggestion to you guys is, you know what? This thing is going to go on for a while. You need a wardrobe of masks, okay? And make sure that you get effective ones because we want you to be safe. And these masks are an investment because they're going to be part of your daily wardrobe. You might as well get the best so that you're not having to replace them all the time because you got something either ineffective or, inexpensive that didn't hold up.
Yeah.
Everybody who's used these masks evidently seems to be pretty satisfied. I see stuff in the chat going, I love mine, Brenna. So
I'm so happy to hear that. I had to say, we had been given as a gift from as a gentleman. We were out and about and at the farmer's market, and I had Ariana with me, and they had given me, they're like, here, take this. I was like, oh, that's nice of you. And on short notice, I forgot to grab, and this was before we had the Norwex masks. I forgot to grab her ones from the room, their disposable ones. And it was in her diaper bag, still sealed in the plastic. And you think that something is clean because it's in a package. But she had gotten a little cold sore right here, a little sore on her lip after wearing that just one time. And I was kicking myself. We don't know what's in the masks that are sold to us. He was happening to be selling them around the farmer's market. So I'm like, we really need to be mindful just because it's wrapped in plastic or it's packaged, and we have to think about, well,
the source.
Watch it first. Yeah.
Do we trust the source? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was kicking myself.
Such a good point. Oh my goodness. Yes. Well stated. Okay.
Gotta think.
Robin, after that, I'm like, hey, what can you say? You need to know that you're getting your stuff from a trusted source.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're selling a lot of the single layer material masks that are real stretchy.
Yes.
And so, and they're fairly reasonably priced, but they're only single layer. And they're saying those are really bad to wear those kinds because
they say that because it stretches, the virus can get through the fabric. So it's essentially like wearing nothing.
So even though the Norwex is a single layer, it doesn't stretch, and it's really a tight woven weave.
That is the important part.
And the same with Terry's cotton masks. They're tight woven cotton, double cotton. So they're going to be much safer. Plus you can wash them. Plus, you can keep some in your car. You can keep some in your purse. I keep mine wrapped around my wrist sometimes when I'm just kind of out and about. So I'll always have it really handy.
Yeah.
And in Terry's case, you can keep it wrapped around your neck so that it's just
and close it so that
And we're going to be doing masking for a while now.
It's going to be part of the wardrobe, guys. Get used to it.
Yeah.
So I have been doing that. I've been kind of matching my mask to my outfits.
Yes. There you go.
Why not? And they're doing that on TV.
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
Right.
So yes.
Yep.
So we're going to mask up.
Definitely.
We're going to mask up and say goodbye. So next week, if I can just make my announcement for next week, gosh, we're already at the end of August.
Yes.
So Lakeisha is going to be with us next Thursday, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
For a little while. So that'll be good to see Lakeisha.
Good.
And then I have September already booked, so I'm just excited that we have everybody all booked and ready to go on in September. So thank you.
Yes, well, I want you to know that Celia said lots of information. Thank you.
Yes, definitely, Cecilia. I'm grateful you popped on today, and I'm grateful to all the replays that are going to show up as well.
Okay, guys, with that, we want to remind you that tomorrow is Friday. We'll be talking tech and English for business. And don't forget to go to the front of your own line.
And don't forget your mask.
Thank you so much.